So just want to try and explain this. Sometimes I hear things in the Spirit and the Lord downloads things to me. And I was in a cigar lounge. I had to go to the bathroom. I was at Disc Replay and at GameStop forever trying to return these games. Somehow we ended up getting some games for my son that weren't appropriate for his age, and I'm so thankful that my wife and I are on the same page. And I mentioned that I didn't approve, and the Lord was reaching out to her over and over again about it, and the peace. She didn't have peace about it, but the Lord revealed to her that the reason she didn't have peace is because it wasn't the game console, it was those particular games. And it's crazy how little things can sneak in like a snake in the grass and defile something that was a blessing. And so somebody blessed us with him getting a new game console, but the games that were not age appropriate, that were unhealthy for him, were causing my wife not to have peace, and it was also causing me not to have peace as well. And so anyway, long story short, I went and tried selling them and an old phone, a Note 8, by the way. Couldn't sell it. If anyone knows, anyone who gets rid of old phones. I waited in line forever, and I got $3.50. I probably should have just thrown them away. I could have made more money doing anything else other than standing in that line. But anyways, I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and so I went into the cigar lounge over there to go to the bathroom. And of course, it's full of smoke. It's completely filled with, cigar smell, and everything is all about smoking in there. Everything is all about being, free in the ability to smoke indoors. And the parallel that I'm seeing is the freedom that we have to create an atmosphere for the presence of God. Everything in that place was about smoking. Even when you walked into the bathroom, they had ashtrays, big ashtrays on the counter where you could put your cigar right before you go into the bathroom, or while you're standing in the stall. They had things for that, for your cigars, an ashtray there. So the point is that when you have an atmosphere dedicated for something, that culture is all about smoking cigars. What if we created a culture all about the presence of God? Not about worship services, not about teachings, not about a man behind a platform, not about a denomination, not about a sermon, but about a culture of the presence of God. What if that smoke in that cigar lounge, what if we had the smoke of the presence of the Lord? I was just watching a YouTube video about the Brownsville revival and testimonies, and this young girl gets up there. She's talking to John Kilpatrick, and I'll put a link in the description below, and the area where it's at. There's a really small section. This girl reminds me so much of my wife. This girl, she talks about religion and church and traditions and faking it and going through the motions. My wife's seen a lot of that garbage growing up, and I've seen it too, but it wasn't growing up. I seen it after I became a Christian. I seen it after I was on fire and full of the Holy Spirit, and I recognized a lot of people that were doing things that were not very scriptural or not very Christian. And it's getting kind of chilly, so I'm going to head in here and probably wrap this video up. And it was just discouraging. The Bible talks about having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And that's what I've seen a lot of. I've seen a lot of the form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And so it discouraged me for a while. I felt discouraged. Is there anybody else out there that recognizes that the Holy Spirit is grieved Is there anyone else out there that feels his heart, that feels that he is quenched, he is grieved, he is longing to be able to move in the places of worship? Behold, he stands at the door and knocks. He stands at the door and knocks, the door of our heart, at the places of worship, our altars, in our prayer closet. You know, how many of us are consumed with technology in our prayer closet? Or if we, you know, our prayer time, maybe we don't have a prayer closet, but our private time with God, or our Christian devotional time, is it crowded with technology, with distractions, with instant messages, with notifications, Facebook updates, status updates? I mean, I know there was a season in my life where I went to that church and prayed for 2 hours every morning. Well, I think 5 days a week, before I went to work a 10-hour shift. And it was the best time of my life. But you know, I got distracted with social media. I got distracted with preaching instead of enjoying my private time with him. All the stuff that he was downloading to me, he was downloading, like, you ever download an app and it gets down to like 20%, and like some reason you just can't wait and you have to like shut it down? Well, that's what God was doing to me. He was downloading a message to me, and I would get so excited because I got like 20% of it or 5% of it, and I would just blast it out over the social media airwaves, and he never was able to give me what I needed because I was so excited. But you know, I think a little bit of ADD, a little bit of OCD, a little bit of these compulsions, a little bit of distractions, a little bit of pride, a little bit of lack of rest, lack of resting in his presence. You know, we get bored. I've got another message here that the Lord downloaded me. I shared it with my wife earlier. That'll be coming here soon, somewhere along the lines of titled Worshiping in Spirit and in Truth. So yeah, I gotta get off of here for now. But yeah, get ready. There's another message coming about worship, and it was on that video. It was inspired by that video too. So I'll put the video in the link in the description below. Watch the video. It's kind of long. You can fast forward through the different sections if you really feel the need to, but it's really, really powerful. Brownsville revival documentary, or just a snippet of what they had, and some testimony services. And so we're going to have some testimonies at our upcoming gathering soon. It's going to be on the 3rd or 4th Friday of January. We'll have my daughter's karaoke machine where you can actually use a microphone and share your testimony or share what God has done in your life this last week, month, year, decade. Just quick and concise and to the point, and just let Holy Spirit speak through you. It says in the last days you'll pour out Spirit upon all flesh, and the sons and daughters will prophesy. So I'm going to let people prophesy and share their dreams, share their heart, share the Lord's messages that he's downloading in and through them, and becoming awakened to their destiny, calling, and mandate, and gifts, and purposes, and dreams, destinies. Releasing the kingdom in and through them, yielded vessels.